Ukraine's counterattack in the south and east of the country has put Russian forces on the defensive. Kyiv says it has liberated dozens of communities, but as its troops advance, they find new devastation and new evidence of Russian atrocities.
Just 3 days ago, this village in the Kharkiv region was under Russian control. Now it's back in Ukrainian hands, but signs of its recent occupation are everywhere, including evidence of more potential Russian war crimes against civilians in the area, where heavy fighting took place early in the invasion.
The investigators are working on the site and have inspected it and exhumed the bodies of 2 people. The people had gunshot wounds to the back of the head and their ears were cut off.
The village is just one of dozens Kyiv says it's taken back within the last week.
The EU has dropped plans to cap the price it pays for Russian gas. Energy ministers from the bloc met Friday in Brussels. They scrapped plans for the cap after the idea failed to win broad support. Member states in Central and Eastern Europe who still get gas from Russia feared retaliation by Moscow. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said he would cut off supplies altogether if a cap was imposed. However, ministers did agree to claw back revenue from some power producers and will use the money to curb consumer bills. European energy prices are typically set by gas plants. That leaves generators using nuclear, wind, or coal raking in revenue, as their running costs haven't risen as much or at all.
North Korea commemorated the 74th anniversary of its foundation with a massive event in Pyongyang to strengthen unity following heavy floods and a self-proclaimed victory against COVID. According to the KCNA, the celebrations took place on Thursday evening at Mansu Hill, where the statues of President Kim Il-sung and Chairman Kim Jong-un are located. The ceremony, which featured paratroopers and an air show, was attended by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and his wife Lee Seol-ju. Kim went up to the stage to encourage the performers and took photos with them. He also held a photo session with officials who contributed to the country's fight against COVID after announcing its self-proclaimed victory over the pandemic last month.
Within seconds of King Charles III arriving at Buckingham Palace with the Queen consort came what appeared to be a change in schedule, a walkabout, the King looking relaxed, accepting the welcoming words. And in the background, calls of God Save the King. His reign just beginning. Ahead of his arrival, a 96-gun salute, one for each year of the Queen's life, with the UK starting a 10-day period of mourning. Bells tolled not only in Westminster, but all over the country.
The death of Britain's longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, has set in motion a number of changes in the country, including a switch in coins and banknotes. According to reports, billions of banknotes and coins around the world featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II are now set to be replaced. The process, however, will be a gradual one. During her 70 years rule, there have been 5 representations of the monarch on coins in circulation. The first portrait of her was adopted at the beginning of her reign in 1953, while the most recent was introduced in 2015. Her portrait also features on the currency of several other countries that were formerly under British rule.
The arrest and detention of a journalist and activist earlier this week by the Tunisian authorities has led to massive protest in the capital Tunis on Friday. Ghassan Ben Khalifa, the editor of a website known as Iniez and a prominent pro-Palestinian activist, was arrested at his home on Tuesday on suspicion of terrorism. Tunisia has seen a spike in prosecutions of journalists, including in military courts, since President Kais Saied seized wide-ranging powers in a dramatic move against parliament last year.
Local officials said dozens of civilians were killed this week in Talatai, a town located in northeastern Mali. The locality, which sits at crossroads of influence for rival terrorist groups, was allegedly attacked by EIGS fighters who have ties with the Islamic State organization. The exact death toll remains unknown. Indeed, only partial reports from different local sources shed light on the humanitarian tragedy occurring in the Sahelian town cut off from communication networks. Militants from the EIGS group, the Al-Qaeda-affiliated group Jnim, and other armed organizations, including the Tuareg-dominated Movement for the Salvation of Azawad, have allegedly been fighting since Tuesday.